Do any of these symptoms sound familiar to you? Autoimmune diseases, brain fog, fatigue, blurry vision, swollen lymph nodes, joint pain, hair loss, insomnia, heart palpitation, and rashes. These are just some of the symptoms women experience 5 to 7 years after getting a breast augmentation. Hey, it's Christina, the founder of Size Happy, breast implant illness advocate, and the admin of the Facebook group Breast Implant Illness, Rejuvenation, and Education with Christina. If you're considering breast implants or already have them, I'm going to share with you 8 things, some of which your surgeon might not even tell you, in this video. These 8 things are all facts, and I will share links to everything that I mentioned in this video down below in the description area.
I'm not a doctor or surgeon, and this video is for informational purposes only and does not constitute the providing of medical advice and is not intended to be a substitute for independent professional medical judgment, advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Now that that's out of the way, let's get into the 8 things. Breast implants are not lifetime devices. Your breast implants will need to be exchanged for a new set every 8 to 10 years. Now, lucky for me, my plastic surgeon did tell me this, but there are a lot of women whose surgeons told them that their breast implants were lifetime devices. They never needed to remove or exchange them unless there were issues, and they've had their implants inside of them for decades. So the first thing would be they're not lifetime devices, and you will need to have a surgery every 8 to 12 years to get them exchanged. Saline breast implants actually aren't any safer, and here's why. So saline breast implants are filled with saline water. Good. Silicone breast implants filled with silicone gel. Bad. But on both breast implants, you're still getting exposed to the same chemicals and heavy metals. The saline breast implant has the exact same chemicals and heavy metals that are found on the silicone breast implant. So although you may think, oh, well, it's filled with saline water, which is good, you're still getting exposed to the same chemicals. And something that I have seen from women who had saline breast implants is some of them have had a faulty valve. And what happens is some of them have been harboring mold and bacteria inside of the implant. And when they get their explant, they're able to see all of that floating around inside of their implant. So there's also that to keep in mind. I didn't really think about this when I was getting my breast implants. I just wanted breast implants. But let's think about what these things actually do to our body once we get them. So on a physiological level, we're implanting 2 toxic foreign objects into our body. And our immune system, because it can't recognize the implants, it sees it as an intruder and an invader. And it goes on attack to try to eliminate the intruder. And so that either leaves your immune system very weakened because it's just continuously trying to fight the implants and protect you and your body from the chemicals and the heavy metals that the implants are made out of, or some women's immune system goes just hyperactive. So on a physiological level, when you implant those inside your body, you will have an immune and an inflammatory response happening. With that being said, the beautiful thing about our body is it creates this capsule around the breast implant. It makes it out of nothing. It tries to protect us. So it creates this capsule around the breast implant to protect the rest of your body and your organs and your systems from all of those chemicals constantly being leached into your system. So if you ever look under like the breast implant illness or the explant surgery hashtags and you see somebody who's had an explant and you see like that red tissue around their implants, that is the capsule that your body will build around the implant to protect you. Now, the capsule is not like a wall. Things can go out of it. There are a lot of women who do their heavy metal levels to kind of see where they're at, and a lot of women with breast implants do have high levels of heavy metals. There are also some women who have had ruptured breast implants and have silicone circulating now throughout their body and inside their lymph nodes. So there's also that to keep in mind. While your body is beautiful and intelligent and it builds that capsule to protect you, that capsule actually only does so much. Breast implant associated anaplastic large cell lymphoma, bia-alcl. It is a cancer of the immune system. In 2019, the FDA asked Allergan to recall their bia-alcl line of breast implants and breast tissue expanders because of an increased risk of bia-alcl from those breast implants and tissue expanders. In the last video that I posted, I do share with you the signs and symptoms to look out for both bia-alcl and BII. So go ahead and look at that video if you already have breast implants and you're just now learning about bia-alcl and what symptoms to look out for. On the FDA's website, and I'll link the actual page below, you will find a PDF. It's called the SSED, Summary of Safety and Effectiveness Data. And every breast implant manufacturer has to have this PDF and collection of data to present to the FDA to get their breast implants removed. So I'm going to share with you where you can find your summary of safety and effectiveness data for the breast implant that you are looking for. Now, in this SSED, there will be precautions, contradictions, potential health effects that could happen if you get those breast implants, and all of the heavy metals that are in the breast implant. So I will link that down below, but you'll definitely want to just explore through that and see for yourself what the breast implant manufacturers have found in regards to your health and the breast implant that they are trying to bring to market. Your breast implants don't need to be leaking or ruptured for you to get sick. My breast implants right here, and they are beautiful. They're intact, they're clear, there's no rupture, no gel bleed, no pinhole. They're just like the day that I bought them. And yet I was very sick for 7 years. So if you go to a surgeon or a doctor and they're like, oh, well, your breast implants, they're not leaking, they're not ruptured, you can't possibly be sick from them, they're safe. I just want to let you know, and on behalf of hundreds of thousands of other women who have had breast implants that look just like mine and have explanted, that your breast implants don't need to be leaking for you to get sick. Now, I think this one goes without saying, but if you are considering breast implants or you have breast implants already, definitely research breast implant illness. What is it? What symptoms to look out for? I have a video on both of those questions on this YouTube channel. So go back to my previous 3 videos and you will see all of that here. But research about breast implant illness, it does not happen to everybody, but it does happen to a lot of women. And we are trying to find out why this happens to some and not others. And there might be somebody out there thinking, well, is breast implant illness even real? And I won't necessarily call this an admission, but on the FDA's website, they do say this. Some breast implant patients report a variety of systemic symptoms such as chronic fatigue, brain fog, joint and muscle pain, which may not meet the diagnostic criteria to be characterized as a disease. Patients refer to these symptoms collectively as breast implant illness. In some cases, patients report that removal of their breast implants without replacement appears to reverse their symptoms. I'm going to put a link to this article below. It's called Things to Consider Before Getting Breast Implants. And again, this is on the FDA's own website. They kind of acknowledge something called breast implant illness and kind of say, like, we don't know why this happens. So they are very aware of it. And even explant surgeons are trying to get to the bottom of why some women are experiencing these symptoms, and some women can have their implants for like a decade and say that they're totally fine. And this brings me to the last thing, and this is my opinion and kind of like my assumption of things. So I don't really have any evidence to go on here, but there are a lot of women amongst this community who can kind of agree with this. Now, if you have the MTHFR gene mutation, and this is something that you can find out if you have before you get the breast implants. If you have this gene mutation, your body essentially has a harder time processing and eliminating toxins. And what are the breast implants made out of? 40 plus chemicals and about a dozen heavy metals. Nothing but toxins. So when you implant those breast implants inside of you, on top of the toxins that are already in our environment, and our cosmetics, and our household cleaning products, and our air, and our soil, and our water, and our clothing, and our bedding, all of that, a lot of a lot of women's toxic burden can just overflow. And so I personally think like if you have the MTHFR gene mutation, you probably should not get breast implants because your body's going to have a hard time processing and eliminating the toxins that are potentially being leached into your system from those breast implants. And I also think that if you have any kind of autoimmune issues, if you have just a weakened immune system for whatever reason, maybe you have Epstein-Barr virus or autoimmune issues, whatever it may be, I would personally think that you're not a good candidate for breast implants because again, kind of what I've talked about, I think in number 2 or number 3, what these breast implants do to our body, our immune system is always trying to eliminate them from our body. And so it just gets taxed, it's overworked, it's always trying to get rid of them. And so if you're having any kind of autoimmune issues, I would definitely recommend not getting them. And I just want to say, if you're considering breast implants, you have breast implants, you're like, I'm gonna get breast implants regardless, right? I'm here to say I support you. I get it. I think that knowledge is power. And so just knowing about this and these symptoms and what to look out for and all of that, I mean, you're so much more ahead than a lot of us were at the time that we were getting our breast augmentation. So just take this information, follow your gut, follow your intuition, do what you want to do to your body because it's your body, right? And I'll be here to support you. I just really want to make this informative and give you the information that I wish I would have had when I was considering my breast implants. Be sure to follow the links down below to get more in-depth information and be on the lookout for my next video called What to Expect After Your Explant Surgery.